Kyrie Irving with no Kevin Durant going big in Utah. We had none of the famous Warriors going at all in Cleveland. And across the street, man, we had LeBron James and Ja Morant. What a game this was. Memphis, winners of a franchise record 11 straight. Lakers had lost 4 of their last 5. Los Angeles not in the playoff 10. Grizzlies are challenging for the top seed in the West. LeBron James loves talcum. Here we go, second quarter. Lakers down 4. It's grit versus great when you get Dillon Brooks and LeBron James matched up. James goes to the hole there. Brooks wanted a call. On the other end, he goes to the hole, hits that, but he had a horrible night shooting 4 of 17, still the Grizz up 4. Half winding down, the Grizz up 4. Morant to the hole with Sol, can't get it to go, so it's a 4-point. But then all of a sudden we've got Brooks. Who's he John at? Well, it's Shannon Sharp, who's got a front row seat at the arena over there, and that's a bad look for Sharp, and I'm not necessarily talking about the sweater because it's cold in L.A. But when Steven Adams comes over, you want no part of Steven Adams. Shannon Sharp turns his attention to the guy in sunglasses. That's Ja Morant's dad. By the end of the game, they were taking selfies and hugging. Yeah. All right, Morant Sharp in the third. He had just 6 at the half. He had 14 in the third. He told our Malika Andrews he on his bucket list is to posterize LeBron James. Did not happen in this game. May not happen in this lifetime. Grizzlies up 8 after 3. They're 31-0 and up double digits in a game. They led by as many as 13. Russell Westbrook from James there. It's a 3-point game. Lakers 1-22 trailing going into the fourth, and they were down 8 going into the fourth. Morant right there. He had 22, but on 29 shots. Dennis Schroeder to James. James just 8 of 21 shooting, 1 of 5 on threes, but he finishes the old-fashioned 3. Lakers down 5. Minute left, Lakers down 5. James to Westbrook, misses. James is there for the putback. Out-rebounded measurably, the Lakers were 24-10 on offensive rebounds. Less than 30 seconds left. Memphis up 3, and there's an offensive rebound off the James miss. Westbrook grabs it. Lakers down 1. 13 seconds left. Grizzlies inbounding. Desmond Bane's got it. Dennis Schroeder knocks it away. The other way, Bane fouls him as well. Wow, what a turnaround right here. I mean, the Lakers were dead and buried, and those numbers said they weren't coming back and that Memphis wasn't losing. Schroeder swipes it from Bane. Lakers take a 2-point lead after the free throw. Grizzlies inbounding, 7 seconds left. You know Morant's going to go to the hole. Off the back iron, but Brandon Clark is fouled right there. He's a 75% free throw shooter. The team had made 10 in a row, make it 11. He made the first. Here's the second. Misses off the back iron. Bane, the rebound, up and no. The streak ends at 11. The Fred Bears beaten by the Lakers.
What does it say about this Lakers team, and how can you use this moving forward to get this type of win when LeBron doesn't necessarily have the most potent offensive night, no Anthony Davis, and you come up big against a team that was just on an 11-game winning streak?
Yeah, I mean, it's a team game. You know, everybody got to just chip in, do their job. We know, LeBron and Russ, AD, when he comes back, they're the head of the snake. But everybody just got to chip in, and that's what we did tonight.
We just stay resilient throughout the whole game. You know, even when we got down or, was getting killed on the offensive glass and things of that nature, we continue to stick with the game plan and all the way down to the DS steal and three-point play, which ultimately became the game winner. Stuck with the game plan, and when you do that, you give yourself a good chance to win.
All right, the Grizz had won 11 straight, which was tied for their longest win streak in franchise history. Now it's the second longest win streak within a season to be snapped by a LeBron James team in his career. The Nets lost to the Cavs in 06, snapping their 14-game win streak. If you're wondering when the Lakers will get Anthony Davis back, wonder no more. As early as late next week, that's what we're hearing. Davis has been out with a foot stress injury since mid-December. He was averaging 27 and 12 when he plays. The Lakers start a 5-game road trip a week from Saturday. Don't know if Luka Doncic arrived in the arena in that apocalypse-proof truck. Probably did. Regardless, he ran over visiting Miami.
Count it, and a foul. Ja Morant right now has the mindset of taking over this basketball game. Can the Lakers do it against the hottest team in the NBA? And it's back to a 1-point game. Struck and stolen. Puts it in. The Lakers take the lead. Whistle and a foul, and it's going to go against the Lakers. Now a chance to tie it. Missed it. Lakers win.
Man, it's rocking outside our LA studio after that Laker comeback. Here's LeBron James.
We just stay resilient throughout the whole game. You know, even when we got down or was getting killed on the offensive glass and things of that nature, we continue to stick with the game plan and all the way down to the DS steal and 3-point play, which ultimately became the game winner. Stuck with the game plan, and when you do that, you get yourself a good chance to win.
LeBron, what have you made over this team's just fight in this stretch without AD? Undersized, undermanned most nights.
That's how we don't win, or at least compete to win every night. We have to. That's all we got. We're undermanned, so we have to, come out and grit games and, play as hard as we can and, win ugly games. Sometimes we lose, ugly games, but, we've given ourselves a chance to win ball games, and that's all you can ask for.
LeBron, what were your thoughts when the team added Dennis late to this roster? And in his second year here, has he surprised you in any way, or have you seen any change, or have you been maybe reminded of some trait that he has that's valuable to the team?
No, he didn't remind me of anything. If you watched any ball in the summertime, you see how exceptional he was in EuroLeague. It was first team all EuroLeague, and gave his country an opportunity to compete for gold. And obviously they fell a little short, but he played exceptional basketball all summer. So I knew what we was getting even after the injury, what we was going to get out of him once he returned to form.
LeBron, congrats on the win. There's going to be a lot of talk about you approaching Kareem's record over the next few weeks. Does it ever get old or boring or redundant when people talk about all the things you've done in your career, or does it motivate you more?
I really don't get caught up into it. I've had a heck of a career, up until this point, but my motivation and my mindset is focused on this team right now and how we can continue to win games, continue to compete, and how I can put myself in a position to help this team win ball games, because that's what it's about. So really don't get caught up in the conversations that's been held outside of what I'm trying to do personally with this ball club.
LeBron, 39 second chance points for the Grizzlies is the most by any team in the last 25 years. To be able to overcome something like that barrage, is that something you look at, that you key in on?
No, I mean, they have probably 9 guys that's over 6'8", 6'9". I think we're playing with like 3 or 4 right now. You spend a lot of time keying in on Ja Morant. You got 2 guys, flying at him, trying to get contested at Ja Morant. And you got the strongest guy in the NBA and Steven Adams, under there battling versus guards. We're probably going to lose that battle 100 out of 100 times. He had 8 offensive rebounds. Brandon Clark came in, gave him 5 extra offensive rebounds. Got to just do a better job of hitting guys, but still, that's what they do. They do a great job of
Memphis had 24 offensive rebounds. You look at the box score, there's no way the Lakers win this game. But look inside the numbers right here. Transition offense. Lakers outscored Memphis by 32 in transition, assisted on 8 of those buckets with no turn.
Right back to hoops, because we had quite the ending across the street. Let's take a look at those final moments. Lakers down 1 late. Dennis Schroeder steals the ball from Desmond Bane, goes the other way, hits the lay-in, and gets the foul. And then at the other end, Ja Morant misses. Brandon Clark is fouled. They go to the line. 2 seconds left. Clark misses that second free throw. Dylan Brooks, no sir. The Lakers hang on in a thriller, 122-121.
We decided we was going to trap but trap at half court, not foul, and Vince made a good strip on the ball, and not just that, finish at the basket, which is important.
We gave up a ton of offensive rebounds for so many damn points, but it just guys just kept going. The energy stayed right, and we looked at it watched our halftime edit, and guys just knew, hey man, let's go win a game. Juan Toscano Anderson, I said, come on, let's play together, let's compete, let's play together. He said, how about let's win? And the guys just just saw the whole room nodding their head like, yeah, it's about that time, and that spirit, it just carried us through the second half.
Well, the Grizzlies suffered their first loss when
That for our late game, LeBron versus Ja Morant, the Grizzlies and the Lakers tonight on ESPN. Here is our NBA senior insider extraordinaire, Adrian Wojnarowski, because, Woj, the Lakers need a little help, and the cavalry may be coming reasonably soon. What can you tell us about Anthony Davis?
Hey, Greeny, some potentially very good news for this Lakers team. I'm told Anthony Davis could be back within about a week. He's been pain-free in his rehab, his on-court activity with that stress injury in that right foot. And I think potentially for the Lakers, getting Davis back, perhaps by the start of their 5-game trip on next Saturday that begins in Boston. But, don't rule them out midweek against the Spurs quite yet. But I think by next week, barring any setbacks, the Lakers may finally get Anthony Davis back to this team that right now is about 2 games out of the play-in the Western Conference.
And is there anything else that they may have in store between now and the trade deadline?
I think the Lakers are like a lot of teams who want to add players, add talent, who think it'll start to get a little more serious among teams next week as we get in that 2 to 3 week period before the trade deadline. Think for the Lakers, player like Bojan Bogdanovic in Detroit, who a lot of teams, his shooting, his floor spacing have interest in. The price is significant for players like that. There just are not a lot of sellers yet in the marketplace. Multiple draft picks for a player like Bogdanovic right now, and what teams have to ask themselves for an incremental improvement, how much are we willing to give up? I don't think there's any big deals for the Lakers out there, but I do think they're going to be active around the edges to try to improve this team as they try to get into the postseason with LeBron James and Anthony Davis's return.
All right, no doubt it'll keep you busy over the next couple of weeks. Woj, thank you very much. We will check in with you a little bit later. In the meantime, we're going to do a new feature tonight. We came up with it. It is called Straight Shooter. I have no idea how we came up with that title. Sort of a creative...
Who came up with that, Green?
I don't know. Someone had the idea. I hope this is doing well. It's been so little promotion for Stephen A's book this week. But anyway, so...
You gotta make him a bestseller.
Our Jeff Van Gundy was shooting straight this week when he said Steph Curry is the NBA's most valuable player of the last decade. Listen.
This is a tough competitor who is one of the best players you could ever hope to see. And you can make the case to me year in and year out. You can make a strong case. He's been the most valuable player in the league over the past decade. And I just don't think we talk about his greatness enough, his overall greatness, and how he's really pulled what was, I thought, an under-talented team last year in Golden State to win it. That was terrific.
That's a really fascinating question. Obviously, it's really 2 people that would be in line in this conversation, right? There are 3 immortals of this generation. There's LeBron, Steph, and Kevin Durant. These 2 would be at the top. You see the comparison between the 2 of them. This is going back to 2012-13 if you want to go the specifics of a decade. But let's not even go quite that deeply into it. Generally speaking, who's the MVP of this era, of the decade in the NBA? Is it Steph or is it LeBron?
I have to be honest in saying that I've vacillated back and forth all afternoon long because it's that close, because I don't want to take anything away from either one of them. They're phenomenal, and we will miss them both when they are gone. Having said that, I'm going to go with Steph Curry. Here's why I'm going to go with Steph Curry. Steph Curry has been a model of consistency. I'm not talking about his play. I'm talking about, or just his play, I'm talking about his impact on the culture of a franchise. LeBron James goes to Miami. You go to 4 straight NBA Finals. You win back-to-back. You leave. You go to Cleveland. You win. You leave. Now, obviously, you lost a few as well, but you left. You go to Los Angeles. You win. But after you win, you have this franchise in place who won for you with the Kentavious Caldwell-Popes, with the Kyle Kuzmas, with the Alex Carusos, et cetera. And what you prioritized was getting your boy Russell Westbrook on the squad, who, by the way, has been great this year. I don't want to throw any shade on Russell Westbrook. He's been great since coming off the bench. I'm really proud of what I'm seeing him do. You don't have all of that drama with Steph Curry. Steph Curry get on the court, And the babyface assassin is the babyface assassin. The face of the franchise is the face of the franchise. The leader of the franchise is the leader of the franchise. He's been a model of consistency from a culture standpoint that allows you as a franchise to strive to build around him because you don't have to worry about whether he's coming and going. That is ultimately what I think this question entails. In my mind, that's why I give a slight edge to Steph Curry.
Yeah, I went back and forth, too, after hearing it. I thought that Jeff made some great points.
He did.
And remember, he didn't say Steph is, so you can make a strong case.
Right.
I'm going to make another case tied to this. It's both of them. Just like it was Bird and Magic. And we both have had discussions with those guys enough to know that they believe it's both of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to say the Magic is you, he goes, no, it was Larry and me. It was together.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, NBA formative years. Was it Russell who won all the championships without Wilt? No. It was Russell and Wilt. Even though Russell won all the championships and Wilt could never go through him, it was still the two of them. And I think when you look at it, it's LeBron and Steph Curry. The one thing that Steph does that maybe gets a little bit of edge to me. See, Stephen A., I think that's good that what LeBron did, going from place to place to place. He kept a national interest at a time where nobody has an attention span.
Right.
But Steph Curry changed the way basketball is thought of for a generation of kids. I know because I live with one of them. And his drills when he between 6 years old and now, they're Steph Curry drills. When you go to gyms in high school now, they're not trying to be LeBron. They really can't. They think they can be Steph Curry, and he's had that impact.
Because of Steph's stability in Golden State, my answer is LeBron James. This is where I'm going to reward him for winning 3 championships for 3 different franchises, having to reinvent himself in different situations. The Miami Heat Big 3 situation, and then the championship that he won in Cleveland. That's an iconic championship for LeBron. Then coming to Los Angeles and delivering a title. When you look at the stats, LeBron is second during that period in scoring, but this also what has happened over the last 10 years. LeBron elevated himself to the GOAT conversation. That's actually what happened.
Yeah.
He went from being a top 15, 20 player to a top 10 player to a top 5 player. Now many people have him probably as the greatest player of all time.
I just want to make sure. I want you to understand that what we just did on national television, is there a problem with us comparing 2 men? There's no problem with that. There's no problem with us comparing 2 men. Two great players, we're comparing them. Is that a crime? I just want to know. Is that okay?
I think it is fine. And the other thing that's worth throwing in here, LeBron may have been the MVP of the decade before that.
Yes,
that's a whole other part of the conversation.
Not counting 2000.
We got Luka tonight.
Make sure.
He's leading the league in scoring, almost 34 points a night. Let's see what he's got set for Miami next on ESPN.